Chicago Cubs News Today.
You wanted an ace for the rotation. You wanted a closer for the bullpen. What if I told you the Cubs could land both in one single move with the same team, and bringing back a beloved name to boot? The Cubs rotation isn't what it was back in March. Taillon, Cabrera, and Horton are out, and even the depth pieces, Brown and Steele, fell off too. The bullpen is bleeding the same way. Palencia, Mayton, Milner, and Harvey, all on the IL at the same time. Even with a roster patched together like this, the Cubs held on for a 4-3 win over Milwaukee in a bullpen day that felt like Game 7 of the World Series, won on the backs of Rolison and Wicks. Here's the detail almost nobody mentioned while celebrating that tight win. The name at the center of this possible reinforcement package isn't a new arm coming in. It's Matt Shaw, the piece that could be heading out. According to Ryan O'Rourke of Cubby's Crib, the Cubs could pursue a 2-for-1 package straight from the Boston Red Sox. Starter Sonny Gray and former Cubs closer Aroldis Chapman. Gray would solve the rotation problem immediately, delivering a front-of-rotation arm the team simply doesn't have right now. Chapman, back at Wrigley after years away, would reinforce a bullpen that's nearly empty at the high-leverage level. The cost, though, is steep. The package could include Shaw, plus either Moises Ballesteros or Jefferson Rojas, on top of A-ball prospects, further draining the Cubs' farm system. I'll be honest with you all. My first reaction was, that's too expensive, guys. But when I really stop and look at the hole left in the rotation and the bullpen, I start to understand why a package like this begins to make sense for Hoyer, even if it stings the farm system's pride. Sonny Gray is having a classic ace-caliber season. 9 wins and 1 loss, an ERA of 2.69, basically carrying a Red Sox team that doesn't have much shine around him in the rotation. Chapman, even at 38 years old, is still throwing pure heat. An ERA of 2.19, with 16 saves over 26 appearances this season. Both would be in mutual option situations with their current team, meaning they're most likely 3-month rentals, with one important exception. Chapman could trigger his $13 million vesting option, which would mean having him in Chicago for 1 more year beyond this one. If it were your call, Northside Nation, would you trade Matt Shaw, your shortstop of the future, for 3 months of a real shot at the postseason? The Cubs head into the August 3rd trade deadline with 3 of their 5 projected season-opening starters already out of action. The bullpen situation isn't any different. What's left is basically the back end, guys like Wicks and Rolison, and bullpen game gambles like the one that decided Sunday's outcome. Chapman was a key piece of the 2016 title, the one that ended a drought of more than 100 years, and his return would carry enormous symbolic weight beyond his on-field value. Gray, with his ERA of 2.69, would today be the best starter in the entire Cubs rotation, easily outpacing any name currently healthy on the roster, which shows just how big a jump in quality this trade would represent. To me, this is exactly the kind of trade that only makes sense if the front office truly believes in a serious October run. We're not talking about one isolated piece, we're talking about 2. Attacking the team's 2 biggest holes at once, the rotation and the bullpen. The prospect cost hurts, yes, especially involving Shaw. But teams that actually want to win in October pay exactly that kind of price, and Hoyer knows that better than anyone. Does Hoyer have the guts to pay that full price? Drop a comment below telling me what you'd do in his shoes.